Why, heyo, you people sitting at your computers watching this video right now. Hello, how are you doing? How the bloody hell was your Christmas? uh, Happy freaking holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas, Hana, Kwanzaa. How'd it go? Happy Boxing Day. Can't forget you people up there in Canadian land. I don't mean any insult by that. But yeah, so yeah, how was your Christmas? Mine was awesome, freaking awesome. I had such a good time. Had a couple cousins over, some family, and we had a good time. I just had I don't know. Christmas is always a good time around my family because we get to see family members, and it's not really necessarily because I got amazing presents, but I did get amazing presents. At least I think I really like them. But I just love spending time with family and all the stuff that the holidays bring, holiday cheer for everyone. So let's get on with this story here. So yeah, this is another installment of Stories of My Life, and if you still don't know what this is, basically I take gameplay where I do good, not great gameplay that I don't think is tips and tricks worthy. I do mediocre, but I still don't do terrible. And I basically just throw a story from my crazy life. Not that crazy, just stories that I find interesting. And the story today is going to be kind of, well, it's kind of like how I used to have fun as a kid. And I'm just going to pick one, I guess kind of the whole moral, if you can call it a moral, is basically just about, like, what I used to do as a kid, with all my imaginary friends and imaginary games and everything that I did with my friends. And this particular story comes from, I don't even know how old I was, but I was young enough to be, having huge role-playing games with friends where we just, shoot imaginary bad guys and battle giant imaginary monsters, and it was the epicness of all epicosity. I'm sorry. I feel like that word's getting kind of overused. I don't know. I feel like people, like, it seems like every other video on Machinima now is like epic tomahawk across map kill, or like epic 5-man frag grenade. And apparently Duke Nukem titles their videos. This game pisses me off. Who wants some? All right, I'm not doing Duke Nukem impressions. I'm not even that good at it. But anyway, so. I got so off topic there. Jeez. Screw it, I'm not starting over. I don't like to start over my commentaries. But so one day one of my very best friends came over to my house when we were little kids. And by very best friend, I mean, like, oh, I've known this guy forever. Literally forever. Like, he was the very first friend I ever had, pretty much, and I still know him. He's a year younger than me. So pretty much I've known him for, almost 20 years, and that is freaking awesome. And he's probably gonna watch this video. He's one of my subscribers. So I mean, I won't say his YouTube name. I don't know, whatever. I'm sure he'll probably comment and be like, "Oh, it's a cool story," and I'll probably embarrass him a little bit. But so hello, sir, if you're watching. Oh, geez, I love my friends. I have awesome friends. I'm so thankful every day for my friends. But I'm not trying to get all soppy, lovey-dovey on you. But yeah. So my friend was over one day, and we always had our little imaginary games that we like to play. And this one was so awesome. It was back when I used to live in Maryland. I had like kind of a small room. I mean, it was big. It was big enough. Let me just say that I wasn't like living in a closet. My parents didn't neglect me as a child, but. I had a small room, and basically he came over one day and we were playing our little games, and this one was like, oh, it was the most coolest make-believe game we've ever played. It was like my room suddenly, like, I'm gonna like paint this picture how it was in our minds. All right, you have to understand this. This was in our crazy imaginations, but basically my entire room turned into like a giant sea vessel, and we were crew members. I'm not sure if we were the captains or not, but we were definitely first mates. And just say that. I mean, come on, it's our story. We're gonna be whoever we want to be, and we were just battling everything. We were raping and pillaging the high seas, and I'm pretty sure there were some ship-to-ship battles. We were boarding. and we were saving crew members from throwing overboard. And at one point, I was like, "Oh, hit the deck! There's a giant sea monster." I'm gonna make myself out to be a complete nut, but you know, suddenly like a giant sea monster appears, and it was like something from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Oh man, it was like a giant octopus, squid-like, shark, octopus, giant thing that had many tentacles. It was like the Kraken from Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, depending on how you say it. And oh, this thing was massive, and we were battling it out. And oh man, I was like chopping off its limbs left and right. I was like saving crew members from being thrown overboard, and it was the best thing ever. And that little tiny box of a room, it was like a perfect square room. You know, I didn't have any like crazy walls going every which way. And that turned into like, that room seemed ginormous that day because it was an entire ship, and there were sea monsters in my backyard bashing through my windows. And oh man, I swear, if I ever get good at special effects someday, which, you know, I'll probably have to hire one of my good friends that's, you know, majoring in that to do it for me, but I definitely recreate that scene in some like short story or something, because it was just so much fun. And excuse me, that's really the end of like the story per se. It was just a quick little story. Like I did so many like imaginative things as a child with my friends. I remember one of my next door neighbor and we would play Walker, Texas Ranger, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, he was always Chuck Norris or Walker, and I was always like, I don't know, one of the sidekick deputies. I can't remember his name. Odell, was that his name? Odell? I can't remember. But you know, that was so much fun. But that was just the one. That particular sea monster story is just the one that I remember was probably one of the most like intense and crazy make-believe games we've ever had. You know, but I guess really this whole video was just about, you know, kind of how I would entertain myself when I was with my friends as a kid. You know, we would have all sorts of imaginary games. We'd go in my backyard behind our wood pile and hold off full armies just by ourselves because we were that good, you know? Yeah, each of us together is like Rambo. I don't know. It was like I was Rambo and he was Chuck Norris. We were that good. We could hold off hordes of armies with our dual-wielded pistols. I don't know, and I feel like kids today are losing their imagination, and I don't know. And look at this camper right here. I didn't see him, but he was right in that corner. That guy was camping this entire game. Oh man, I don't really get angry at games very much, but ghost campers is something I really don't like. Oh man, I don't know. If I'm doing bad, I really don't get frustrated at this game unless I'm doing bad. Then I'll start like getting frustrated. But really, the extent of my frustration is just kind of like, oh, this stupid game. Oh, I'm doing so bad. Like I never like break controllers or break televisions or, you know, rage too much, because then once the game's over, you know, I'm done with it. But that was just a quick little sidetrack. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like to think I'm a very creative person, and certainly, you know, I feel like those games, in a way that we played when I was a kid, kind of helped, you know, battling sea monsters in my little room. I don't know. I don't even know if what I'm saying makes any more sense. It made a lot of sense in my head, alright? It made more sense in my head than it probably did coming out of my mouth. But I don't know, I had a blast. You know, I had an amazing childhood. Like I feel so fortunate, you know, to have had, you know, to have amazing parents that just, you know, raised me right, and have amazing friends that I'm still friends with to this day, you know. And anyway, so yeah, that was my little story. This is the final kill right here. I get this camper who's still back there. I feel like he was back there the whole game. But so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that short little, you know, story, just kind of what entertained me as a child. So yeah, why don't you put in the comments what you guys got for Christmas or Hanukkah or the holidays, whatever, and kind of let me, so do that in the comments and kind of let me know what you did for fun as a kid. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will be talking to you shortly. Laters.